The Great Sphinx of Giza is one of humanity's most enduring wonders. Towering over the Egyptian desert, it stands as a silent sentinel to an ancient world that still holds countless secrets. But what if this enigmatic monument isn't just a guardian of the pyramids? What if beneath its imposing stone facade lies a gateway to a forgotten chapter of history, a chapter that could rewrite everything we know about human civilization? This tantalizing possibility has captured the imagination of archaeologists, historians, and conspiracy theorists alike for decades. The Sphinx, carved directly from the bedrock of the Giza Plateau, has stood watch over the desert sands for millennia. Its inscrutable expression and majestic presence have inspired awe and curiosity since the dawn of recorded history. But as impressive as it is on the surface, the true intrigue lies beneath. Whispered rumors of a hidden chamber have circulated for centuries, hinting at the possibility of a subterranean treasure trove of knowledge. Could this ancient monument, so closely associated with the pharaohs, actually predate them? Could it hold evidence of a lost civilization? Ancient mysteries of the Sphinx. The mystery of the Great Sphinx begins with its origins. Conventional wisdom attributes its construction to the reign of Pharaoh Khafre around 2500 BCE, yet alternative theories suggest it could be far older. This debate is fueled by intriguing geological evidence, such as water erosion patterns on the Sphinx, which some experts claim indicate it was exposed to heavy rainfall long before the Sahara became a desert. This raises a profound question. Was the Sphinx built by a forgotten civilization that thrived thousands of years before the dawn of ancient Egypt? Adding to the intrigue are accounts of possible hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx. Seismic surveys conducted in the late 20th century revealed anomalies in the bedrock that some believe could be hollow spaces. Could these voids be secret chambers, sealed off for thousands of years, hiding artifacts, records, or even the remnants of an ancient, advanced culture? While mainstream archaeology is cautious in interpreting these findings, the allure of such a discovery has fueled widespread speculation. Controversial evidence beneath the Sphinx. Some of the most compelling evidence for a hidden chamber comes from technological advancements in archaeological surveys. Ground-penetrating radar and seismic scans conducted by researchers such as Robert Schoch and John Anthony West have revealed anomalies beneath the paws of the Sphinx. These findings align with ancient texts and legends that speak of a hall of records buried beneath the monument. According to these accounts, this mythical archive holds the wisdom of a lost civilization, possibly containing answers to humanity's greatest mysteries. Yet, these claims remain mired in controversy. Prominent archaeologists, including Zahi Hawass, have dismissed the existence of such chambers, labeling them as mere geological features or misinterpretations of data. However, this hasn't stopped independent researchers from advocating for further exploration. The divide between mainstream science and alternative theories only adds to the Sphinx's mystique, drawing a line between those who seek definitive evidence and those who embrace the possibility of the unknown. The quest for answers. The Great Sphinx has been a focal point for human curiosity since antiquity. In ancient Egyptian mythology, it was seen as a guardian, watching over sacred spaces and warding off malevolent forces. For modern researchers, it represents a tantalizing puzzle, one that could unlock secrets of a lost era. If a hidden chamber does exist, what might it contain? Some speculate it could house texts that predate Egyptian hieroglyphs, offering unprecedented insight into a forgotten civilization. Others suggest it might hold relics of advanced technology, evidence that could challenge our understanding of human progress. Whether you view the Great Sphinx as a masterpiece of ancient engineering or a key to unlocking the mysteries of a lost civilization, one thing is certain: its story is far from over. As new technologies emerge and research continues, the prospect of uncovering its hidden secrets becomes ever more tantalizing. Could the answers lie just beneath the surface, waiting for the right tools and the right moment to be revealed? A mystery for the ages. The Great Sphinx of Giza is not just a monument, it is a bridge between the known and the unknown. It stands as a testament to the ingenuity of ancient cultures, yet it also beckons us to question what we truly understand about our past. The idea of a hidden chamber beneath the Sphinx is more than just a legend. It is a symbol of humanity's unending quest for knowledge. Could Egypt be hiding a lost civilization beneath the sands? If so, what will it take to uncover it? These questions ignite the imagination and fuel our determination to seek the truth, no matter how deeply it may be buried. History and mythology of the Great Sphinx. The Great Sphinx of Giza stands as one of the most iconic and enigmatic structures in the world. With its imposing body of a lion and the stoic face believed to represent a pharaoh, it captures the imagination of historians, archaeologists, and tourists alike. Yet, despite its prominence, the origins of the Sphinx remain shrouded in mystery, with conflicting theories, ancient texts, and modern studies painting a picture far more complex than most realize. The traditional origins of the Sphinx. The widely accepted historical narrative attributes the construction of the Great Sphinx to Pharaoh Khafre, who reigned during Egypt's 4th dynasty around 2500 BCE. This theory is supported by proximity. The Sphinx aligns closely with Khafre's pyramid and the accompanying valley temple. Many Egyptologists believe the face of the Sphinx is a stylized representation of Khafre himself, intended to project divine power and eternal guardianship over the Giza plateau. However, the absence of definitive inscriptions or records linking the Sphinx to Khafre leaves room for doubt. Unlike the pyramids, which are adorned with hieroglyphs detailing their construction, the Sphinx remains eerily silent. No texts explicitly attribute its creation to any known pharaoh, leaving historians to piece together clues from architectural styles, circumstantial evidence, and ancient oral traditions. Restoration efforts dating back to the Old Kingdom suggest that even the ancient Egyptians regarded the Sphinx as a relic of their distant past. By the time of Pharaoh Thutmose IV in the 18th dynasty, the Sphinx had already been buried beneath the sands of time. Inscriptions on the famous Dream Stele, located between the paws of the monument, recount how Thutmose, while still a prince, had the Sphinx uncovered after receiving a divine vision in his sleep. This raises a tantalizing question. If the Sphinx predates Thutmose IV by centuries, could it also predate Khafre by millennia, architectural anomalies and the debate over erosion. And one of the most controversial aspects of the Great Sphinx is its apparent erosion patterns. Geologists such as Dr. Robert Schoch have argued that the vertical weathering seen on the Sphinx's body suggests prolonged exposure to heavy rainfall, conditions that haven't existed in the Giza region for thousands of years. This observation forms the backbone of the theory that the Sphinx may be far older than mainstream Egyptology suggests, potentially dating back to 7000 BCE or earlier. The water erosion hypothesis directly challenges the traditional timeline, suggesting that the monument could have been constructed in a much wetter period, long before the rise of the dynastic Egyptians. This theory is reinforced by studies of the surrounding rock strata, which display similar erosion patterns, pointing to the possibility that the entire Sphinx complex might be remnants of a forgotten civilization that predated the ancient Egyptians. Opponents of this theory argue that the erosion could have been caused by wind and sand over millennia. However, the intensity and pattern of the weathering on the lower parts of the Sphinx contrast sharply with the upper sections, implying that different environmental factors were at play at different periods in history. The symbolism and purpose of the Sphinx. The Great Sphinx is not merely a work of art. It is a symbol deeply intertwined with the spiritual and celestial beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. Most scholars agree that the Sphinx was a guardian figure, strategically positioned to protect the pyramids and the tombs of the pharaohs. This aligns with the Egyptian concept of divine kingship, where rulers were seen as intermediaries between the gods and humanity. Beyond its role as a guardian, the Sphinx is thought to have celestial significance. Some researchers believe that its alignment with the rising sun during the spring and autumn equinoxes hints at its use as an astronomical marker. The lion's body may symbolize the constellation Leo, reinforcing the notion that the Sphinx played a role in tracking celestial events. An alternate theory posits that the Sphinx was part of a larger, interconnected architectural complex that extended beyond the pyramids. Evidence of underground tunnels and causeways connecting the Sphinx to nearby structures supports this hypothesis, suggesting that the Sphinx may have served as a ceremonial entrance or as part of an elaborate funerary complex dedicated to the gods. Mythology and legends surrounding the Sphinx. The allure of the Great Sphinx extends far beyond the borders of Egypt, permeating Greek and Roman mythology, medieval texts, and even modern folklore. In Greek mythology, the Sphinx is depicted as a winged creature with the head of a woman, famously known for posing riddles to travelers. Although this version of the Sphinx differs from the Egyptian representation, the shared symbolism of mystery and guardianship remains consistent. Ancient Egyptian texts speak of the Sphinx in reverent tones, associating it with the god Horus, who was seen as a protector of the pharaohs. Over time, the Sphinx became linked to Ra, the sun god, reinforcing its connection to celestial cycles and divine order. Some legends recount that a hidden chamber, referred to as the Hall of Records, lies beneath the Sphinx, housing sacred texts and relics from a lost civilization predating dynastic Egypt. Medieval Arab historians also documented stories of the Sphinx, with some claiming it concealed entrances to underground cities or tombs filled with treasures. Al-Makrizi, a 15th-century Egyptian historian, wrote extensively about the Sphinx, describing it as an artifact from the pre-flood world, suggesting the existence of a forgotten antediluvian civilization. The numbers behind the Sphinx. The scale of the Great Sphinx alone underscores its significance. Measuring 73 meters in length and standing 20 meters tall, the Sphinx is the largest monolithic statue in the world. Its face, believed to represent Pharaoh Khafre, measures over 5 meters, with eyes that seem to gaze eternally across the desert. The paws stretch forward for 15 meters, forming a space large enough to house ancient stelae and other inscriptions. Excavations and restorations have been ongoing for over a century, with modern efforts aimed at preserving the Sphinx against the encroaching desert sands and pollution. Despite these efforts, much of the monument remains enigmatic. Scans conducted in the 1990s detected voids beneath the Sphinx, but Egyptian authorities halted further exploration, sparking controversy and speculation about what lies hidden beneath the surface. The Great Sphinx stands as both a guardian of the past and a riddle to the present. Its true origins, purpose, and the possibility of hidden chambers continue to elude definitive answers, leaving us to ponder the vastness of human history and the secrets still waiting to be unearthed beneath the shifting sands of Giza. The hidden chamber theory beneath the weathered gaze of the Great Sphinx, a mystery that has persisted for centuries, continues to captivate archaeologists and explorers. Whispers of a hidden chamber beneath the monument have circulated since ancient times, and while mainstream Egyptologists have often dismissed these claims as legend, scientific advancements in the last few decades have breathed new life into this tantalizing theory. As sonar scans and excavations reveal more about the underlying structures of the Giza Plateau, the notion that the Sphinx may guard access to undiscovered chambers seems less like folklore and more like an impending reality. The search beneath the Sphinx. The possibility of hidden cavities beneath the Sphinx was thrust into the spotlight in the 1990s when seismic surveys conducted by Dr. Thomas Dobetsky and Dr. Robert Schoch suggested the presence of hollow spaces near the monument's paws and along its sides. These surveys involved transmitting low-frequency sound waves into the bedrock and analyzing the echoes that returned, revealing anomalies consistent with man-made cavities. The most significant finding indicated the possibility of a rectangular chamber beneath the left paw of the Sphinx, measuring approximately 9 meters by 12 meters. Dr. Schoch, a geologist known for his controversial water erosion theory, believed this hidden chamber might be part of a larger subterranean network, perhaps an undiscovered tomb or even the legendary Hall of Records, a mythical archive said to contain knowledge from an ancient, pre-dynastic civilization. While Schoch's findings ignited excitement among alternative researchers, mainstream Egyptologists remained skeptical. Mark Lehner, a prominent figure in the study of the Sphinx, conducted his own investigations around the same time. Lehner's team used ground-penetrating radar, GPR, to scan the area, and while his results confirmed the presence of subsurface anomalies, he concluded that the cavities were likely natural fissures or weathered pockets in the limestone, not hidden chambers. The excavations and Zahi Hora's perspective Egypt's former Minister of Antiquities, Dr. Zahi Hawass, has long been at the center of the debate surrounding the hidden chamber theories. Known for his authoritative voice in Egyptian archaeology, Hawass led multiple excavation projects around the Sphinx and consistently downplayed the possibility of undiscovered chambers beneath the monument. In the early 2000s, Hawass oversaw excavations that focused on clearing sand and rubble from around the Sphinx. During one such project, workers uncovered a series of tunnels and shafts leading downward, though none appeared to extend beneath the Sphinx itself. Hawass publicly stated that no evidence of secret passageways or chambers was found during these excavations. However, some researchers noted discrepancies between Hawass' public statements and independent reports from the field. Despite his skepticism, Hawass has acknowledged the presence of voids beneath the Sphinx, though he attributes them to the natural settling of the limestone bedrock. He maintains that the Sphinx was a standalone monument commissioned by Pharaoh Khafre, with no hidden treasures or records lying beneath it. Yet, for those who believe the Sphinx holds deeper secrets, these explanations feel incomplete, leaving room for further speculation. Conflicting data and the growing divide. One of the most compelling aspects of the hidden chamber theory is the conflicting data that continues to emerge from different research teams. Japanese scientists from Waseda University conducted their own GPR scans in the late 1980s, reporting the discovery of multiple cavities beneath the Sphinx, including a large hollow area near its rear haunches. Their findings mirrored those of Dr. Schoch, further fueling the belief that artificial structures might lie beneath the surface. Adding to the controversy, in 1997, an expedition led by French engineer Jean-Pierre Houdin proposed that the Sphinx was part of a greater interconnected complex involving underground passageways linking the Giza pyramids. Houdin suggested that the voids beneath the Sphinx could be entrances to these ancient tunnels, potentially extending beneath the pyramids themselves. However, Egyptian authorities limited further exploration, citing concerns about the monument's structural integrity. This decision led to frustration among independent researchers, many of whom accused Egypt's Ministry of Antiquities of deliberately obstructing efforts to uncover evidence that could challenge established narratives about ancient Egypt's origins. While Egyptian officials defend the cautious approach, insisting that preservation is paramount, critics argue that the hesitance may stem from a desire to control the narrative surrounding one of Egypt's most iconic landmarks. The notion that a hidden chamber could upend traditional views of Egyptian history remains a contentious issue, with neither side willing to concede ground. What could lie beneath? If a hidden chamber does exist beneath the Great Sphinx, the possibilities of what it might contain are as vast as the Egyptian sands themselves. Proponents of the Hall of Records theory believe the chamber could house texts, relics, or artifacts from an advanced civilization that predated dynastic Egypt by thousands of years. Some speculate that the chamber might contain evidence of forgotten technologies, spiritual teachings, or even clues about humanity's ancient origins. Others suggest a more grounded explanation. Perhaps the chamber is a ceremonial burial site or an unfinished tomb abandoned during the early construction phases of the Giza Plateau. The presence of nearby mastabas, flat-roofed tombs, suggests that the Sphinx complex may have been part of a larger necropolis, with underground chambers serving ritualistic or funerary purposes. Skeptics argue that even if a chamber exists, it might be empty, a symbolic void rather than a physical repository of ancient secrets. Regardless of its potential contents, the very existence of such a chamber would challenge the prevailing belief that the Sphinx is fully understood. The mystery persists. Despite decades of research and excavation, the Sphinx continues to guard its secrets, offering more questions than answers. Advances in technology, from enhanced GPR to AI-driven 3D modeling, hold promise for uncovering hidden anomalies beneath the monument without causing structural harm. The dream of revealing a hidden chamber remains alive, sustained by the enduring allure of the unknown. As new expeditions emerge and technology evolves, the possibility of finally unlocking the hidden secrets beneath the Great Sphinx edges closer to reality. Whether the discoveries ultimately reshape our understanding of ancient Egypt or merely reinforce existing narratives, the quest itself stands as a testament to humanity's relentless pursuit of knowledge. For now, the Great Sphinx stands watch over the desert, its gaze fixed on the horizon, as if it knows that one day, the sands beneath its feet may finally reveal the secrets it has kept for millennia. Evidence of a lost civilization and the Great Sphinx of Giza has long been celebrated as a marvel of ancient Egyptian engineering and artistry, but for some scholars and independent researchers, the story of the Sphinx begins long before the rise of Egypt's dynastic civilization. The idea that the Sphinx could predate the pharaohs by thousands of years is one of the most controversial yet compelling theories in archaeology. It suggests the existence of an ancient, advanced civilization, one that flourished and faded long before the pyramids graced the horizon. This notion, while dismissed by mainstream academia, gains traction through geological evidence, cross-cultural comparisons, and the persistent anomalies that surround the Sphinx. The theory of pre-Egyptian origin. For decades, the conventional timeline placed the construction of the Sphinx during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre, around 2500 BCE. This conclusion was drawn from the proximity of the Sphinx to Khafre's pyramid and the valley temple that lies nearby. However, no inscriptions or definitive records directly link the Sphinx to Khafre. Unlike other grand monuments of ancient Egypt, which are often marked by detailed hieroglyphs celebrating their creators, the Sphinx remains curiously silent. This silence has led some researchers to propose that the Sphinx may be far older than traditionally believed. The theory suggests that the monument was not built by Khafre but rather inherited by his dynasty and incorporated into the evolving landscape of Giza. If this hypothesis holds, it opens the door to the possibility that the Sphinx was constructed by a civilization that predates dynastic Egypt by millennia. One of the most outspoken proponents of this theory is Dr. Robert Schoch, a geologist from Boston University. Schoch's research has focused on the erosion patterns found on the Sphinx's body, leading him to conclude that the monument's origins could extend back to at least 7000 BCE, if not earlier. This predates the recognized formation of Egyptian civilization by thousands of years, suggesting that an unknown culture may have been responsible for carving the colossal figure from the bedrock of the Giza plateau. Geological clues and water erosion. And the geological evidence supporting the theory of a pre-Egyptian sphinx lies in the patterns of erosion observed on its surface. Unlike other monuments in the area, which display horizontal striations consistent with wind and sand erosion, the Sphinx exhibits deep vertical channels along its flanks and enclosure walls. Schoch argues that these patterns are indicative of prolonged exposure to heavy rainfall, a phenomenon that hasn't occurred in the region for thousands of years. According to Schoch, the last period of significant rainfall in northern Egypt dates back to the end of the last ice age, around 10,000 to 12,000 years ago. This timeline aligns with the global transition from the Pleistocene epoch to the Holocene, a period marked by shifting climates and the retreat of glaciers. If the Sphinx shows evidence of water erosion from this era, it implies that the monument could have been standing long before the establishment of the first Egyptian dynasties. Critics of this theory argue that the erosion could be the result of groundwater rising through the porous limestone, causing similar patterns over a much shorter timespan. However, Schoch and his supporters counter that the erosion is too extensive to be explained by groundwater alone, emphasizing the scale and depth of the weathering as evidence of long-term rainfall. Parallels to Göbekli Tepe are one of the most intriguing comparisons drawn by proponents of the lost civilization theory is to the site of Göbekli Tepe in modern-day Turkey. Discovered in the 1990s, Göbekli Tepe is an archaeological site that dates back to approximately 9600 BCE, making it one of the oldest known megalithic structures in the world. The site's intricately carved stone pillars, arranged in circular formations, predate the advent of agriculture and settled civilizations, challenging long-held assumptions about the capabilities of prehistoric societies. Göbekli Tepe's discovery reshaped the narrative of early human development, proving that complex architectural achievements were possible far earlier than previously believed. This precedent lends credibility to the idea that similarly advanced cultures could have existed in other parts of the world, including North Africa. Researchers like Graham Hancock have suggested that the Sphinx may represent evidence of a forgotten civilization that, like Göbekli Tepe, constructed sophisticated monuments long before the rise of historical records. Hancock theorizes that this lost civilization may have been wiped out by cataclysmic events, such as floods or asteroid impacts, leaving behind only scattered remnants like the Sphinx. The implications of a lost civilization. If the Great Sphinx indeed predates dynastic Egypt, the implications are profound. It would suggest that human societies capable of large-scale architectural projects existed during a period traditionally characterized by hunter-gatherer lifestyles. Such a revelation would challenge the linear progression of human development, suggesting that cycles of civilization and collapse may have shaped history in ways we have yet to fully comprehend. Supporters of this theory point to ancient myths and oral traditions from various cultures that speak of advanced civilizations lost to time. From Plato's account of Atlantis to the flood narratives found in Mesopotamian and biblical texts, stories of forgotten societies pervade human history. Could these legends be echoes of real events, preserved in metaphor and passed down through generations? The possibility of a lost civilization beneath the sands of Giza invites speculation about the nature of human progress. Were the ancient Egyptians inheritors of knowledge passed down from a civilization that predated them? Could the Sphinx be a relic of that forgotten world, standing as a testament to achievements long erased by time and disaster? Addressing the skeptic. Despite the allure of the lost civilization theory, mainstream archaeologists remain unconvinced. Critics argue that the geological evidence for pre-dynastic origins is inconclusive and that more research is needed to substantiate such extraordinary claims. They contend that while the Sphinx's erosion patterns are unusual, they do not definitively prove that the monument predates ancient Egypt. Zahi Hawass and other prominent Egyptologists assert that the absence of direct archaeological evidence, such as artifacts or inscriptions from a pre-dynastic culture, undermines the theory. Hawass emphasizes that the Sphinx aligns with the architectural styles and funerary practices of the Old Kingdom, reinforcing the belief that it was carved during Khafre's reign. Furthermore, skeptics argue that comparisons to Göbekli Tepe, while intriguing, do not necessarily apply to Egypt. The cultural, environmental, and geographical contexts of the two sites differ significantly, making direct parallels speculative at best. Nevertheless, the debate surrounding the Sphinx's age persists. As technology advances and archaeological methods improve, the possibility of uncovering new evidence grows. For now, the Great Sphinx remains a monument to both ancient ingenuity and modern curiosity, standing at the crossroads of history and myth, inviting us to look deeper beneath the surface. Case studies and supporting evidence. The search for hidden chambers beneath the Great Sphinx has inspired explorers, scientists, and even mystics for over a century. While mainstream archaeology often regards such theories with skepticism, several case studies provide intriguing clues that continue to fuel speculation about the possibility of a lost civilization under the Sphinx. From geological analyses to psychic prophecies and scientific expeditions, the following cases stand out as key moments in the ongoing quest to uncover the secrets buried beneath Egypt's most iconic monument. Robert Schoch's geological analysis. In the early 1990s, Dr. Robert Schoch, a geologist from Boston University, conducted a groundbreaking analysis of the Great Sphinx that challenged conventional archaeological timelines. Schoch's work, initially intended to assess the restoration needs of the monument, quickly became one of the most hotly debated topics in Egyptology. Schoch's analysis focused on the erosion patterns observed on the Sphinx's body and surrounding enclosure walls. Unlike the horizontal striations typically associated with wind and sand erosion, the Sphinx displayed deep vertical grooves and channels that, according to Schoch, indicated water erosion. The implications of this finding were profound. Northern Egypt has not experienced the type of heavy rainfall necessary to create such patterns for at least 7,000 years, suggesting that the Sphinx could date back to a much earlier period, possibly 10,000 BCE or earlier. Schoch argued that the monument must have been exposed to prolonged periods of precipitation, likely during the end of the last ice age when the region experienced a wetter climate. This would place the Sphinx's construction thousands of years before the rise of dynastic Egypt, challenging the prevailing view that Pharaoh Khafre was its creator. Critics, including Egyptologist Zahi Hawass, dismissed Schoch's findings, attributing the erosion to rising groundwater or natural weathering over millennia. However, Schoch's geological evidence remains a cornerstone for proponents of the lost civilization theory, suggesting that the Sphinx may be one of the oldest surviving monuments on Earth. Edgar Case's prophecy of the Hall of Records. While geological analysis provides scientific grounding for the hidden chamber theories, some of the earliest claims about subterranean structures beneath the Sphinx stem from far less conventional sources. Edgar Case, a renowned American psychic and mystic of the early 20th century, famously predicted the existence of a hidden archive beneath the monument. Case's prophecies, delivered during trance-like states, described a hall of records buried beneath the Sphinx's paws. According to Case, this chamber contained the accumulated wisdom of a lost civilization, possibly the remnants of Atlantis, and detailed accounts of humanity's early history. Case claimed that the Hall of Records would eventually be discovered in the late 20th century, coinciding with a shift in human consciousness. Though Case's visions were dismissed by skeptics as mystical conjecture, they spurred a wave of interest in the Sphinx during the 1970s and 80s. Inspired by his predictions, independent researchers and amateur archaeologists began advocating for further exploration of the area surrounding the monument. Case's influence extended beyond his followers, indirectly prompting mainstream institutions to conduct non-invasive surveys of the Sphinx in search of anomalies. This led to the use of ground-penetrating radar, GPR, and seismic studies, some of which appeared to corroborate the presence of cavities beneath the Sphinx. While Case's prophecies have yet to materialize in full, the psychic's contributions to the popular imagination surrounding the Sphinx cannot be understated. His predictions continue to inspire explorers who believe that ancient Egypt may still conceal secrets beneath its sands, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. The 1990s Japanese expedition, and perhaps one of the most compelling scientific investigations into the hidden chamber theories, occurred in the late 1980s and early 1990s, when a team of Japanese researchers from Waseda University conducted a series of ground surveys around the Sphinx. Led by archaeologist Sakuji Yoshimura, the team utilized advanced radar technology to scan beneath the surface of the Giza Plateau, searching for evidence of hidden structures. Their findings were startling. The team detected several anomalies beneath the Sphinx, including cavities near the monument's paws and directly beneath its hindquarters. One particularly significant discovery was a large, rectangular void measuring several meters in length, suggesting the possibility of an artificial chamber. The Japanese expedition also identified subsurface tunnels extending from the Sphinx toward the nearby Great Pyramid, reinforcing the theory that the Sphinx might be part of a larger interconnected complex. These tunnels, while partially filled with sand and rubble, hinted at the existence of an ancient subterranean network designed to link key structures on the plateau. Following their initial surveys, Yoshimura and his team sought permission to conduct further excavations. However, Egyptian authorities, citing concerns over monument preservation, restricted additional invasive work. Despite this setback, the Japanese expedition's findings remain one of the strongest pieces of scientific evidence suggesting that cavities and potential chambers exist beneath the Sphinx. Corroborating evidence and the path forward. With the convergence of geological analysis, psychic prophecy, and scientific surveys presents a compelling case for the existence of hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx. While each case study approaches the mystery from a different angle, the overlap in findings points to the possibility of undiscovered spaces that could hold artifacts, records, or architectural remnants from a forgotten era. However, significant barriers to exploration remain. Egyptian officials, including former Minister of Antiquities Zahi Hawass, continue to downplay the existence of hidden chambers, emphasizing the lack of direct evidence linking the cavities to man-made structures. Preservation concerns also limit the extent of excavations permitted around the Sphinx, leaving much of the area unexplored. Despite these challenges, advancements in non-invasive technology offer new hope for uncovering the truth. Ground-penetrating radar, 3D mapping, and AI-driven analysis provide researchers with tools that can probe the mysteries of the Sphinx without jeopardizing its structural integrity. As scientific techniques evolve and international collaboration grows, the quest to uncover the secrets beneath the Great Sphinx may yet yield groundbreaking discoveries. Until then, the monument continues to stand as a silent witness to the passage of time, guarding its secrets beneath layers of stone and sand. Egypt's response and cover-up allegations. The Great Sphinx of Giza has stood at the heart of global fascination for centuries, but its mysteries extend far beyond its imposing structure. As theories about hidden chambers and lost civilizations beneath the Sphinx gain traction, questions arise not only about the monument itself but about the role the Egyptian government may play in controlling access to potentially groundbreaking discoveries. Official statements, archaeological restrictions, and whispers of deliberate cover-ups fuel the belief that Egypt may be concealing the truth to protect its historical narrative. The official stance of the Egyptian government. For decades, the Egyptian government, through the Ministry of Antiquities, has consistently dismissed claims that hidden chambers lie beneath the Great Sphinx. Zahi Hawass, one of the most recognizable figures in Egyptian archaeology and former Minister of Antiquities, has been at the forefront of debunking these theories. Hawass has long maintained that extensive excavations and surveys around the Sphinx reveal no evidence of secret tunnels or chambers. According to Hawass, the anomalies detected beneath the Sphinx are the result of natural fissures in the bedrock rather than artificial structures. His team's excavation efforts have focused on preserving the monument, which he argues faces significant threats from erosion, pollution, and structural wear. Hawass has repeatedly stated that the Sphinx was built during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre and that there is no credible evidence to suggest the existence of a lost civilization predating dynastic Egypt. In numerous public appearances and interviews, Hawass has criticized proponents of the hidden chamber theory, labeling their claims as pseudoscience driven by sensationalism rather than solid archaeological evidence. He asserts that the Sphinx is well understood within the context of Old Kingdom Egypt and that speculation about hidden records or advanced civilizations undermines the legitimate achievements of ancient Egyptian builders. Restrictions on independent research. Despite these assurances, skeptics point to the limited access granted to independent researchers as evidence that something may be amiss. Over the years, multiple teams of archaeologists and geologists have requested permission to conduct further non-invasive surveys around the Sphinx, only to face bureaucratic hurdles and outright denials. Even when permits are granted, the scope of exploration is often heavily restricted, with excavation boundaries tightly controlled by the Ministry of Antiquities. One prominent example occurred in the 1990s when seismic studies led by Dr. Robert Schoch and Thomas Dobetsky detected large cavities beneath the paws of the Sphinx. Despite the potential significance of these findings, further exploration was halted. Egyptian officials claimed that the risks associated with further excavation could compromise the structural integrity of the monument. However, critics argue that these restrictions stem more from a desire to control the narrative surrounding ancient Egypt than from genuine preservation concerns. The Japanese team from Waseda University faced similar challenges when their radar scans revealed anomalies beneath the Sphinx. Though their findings were significant enough to warrant further exploration, Egyptian authorities limited access, allowing only surface-level studies. This repeated pattern of limited cooperation has fueled frustration among researchers, who believe that Egypt's reluctance to permit deeper investigation suggests the presence of something worth hiding. Conspiracy theories and the protection of historical narrative. The lack of transparency surrounding archaeological work at the Sphinx has given rise to a wave of conspiracy theories, many of which posit that the Egyptian government is deliberately concealing evidence of a lost civilization. One theory suggests that uncovering a hidden chamber beneath the Sphinx would challenge the established timeline of human history, potentially discrediting Egypt's role as the cradle of early civilization. According to this perspective, acknowledging the existence of structures predating dynastic Egypt by thousands of years would not only upend Egyptology but could also diminish the perceived accomplishments of the ancient Egyptians. This idea posits that the Egyptian government, in collaboration with international institutions, may be suppressing evidence to safeguard national pride and the country's archaeological legacy. Others suggest that the government may fear the political and economic ramifications of revealing such discoveries. Egypt's economy is heavily reliant on tourism, with the monuments of Giza serving as a cornerstone of the country's heritage industry. The potential discovery of a lost civilization could shift global attention away from the established history of the pyramids and pharaohs, creating uncertainty around Egypt's carefully curated cultural identity. Further complicating the narrative are theories involving external influences. Some researchers speculate that Western institutions and elite organizations have vested interests in controlling the dissemination of archaeological discoveries. These theories often point to the secrecy surrounding expeditions conducted by American and European teams, suggesting that any groundbreaking findings may have been quietly transferred out of Egypt to prevent public disclosure. Balancing preservation and discovery. While conspiracy theories continue to circulate, it is important to recognize the legitimate concerns Egypt faces regarding monument preservation. The Great Sphinx, having endured thousands of years of erosion and environmental exposure, remains one of the most fragile monuments in the world. Excavations in close proximity to the Sphinx could pose serious risks to its structural stability, potentially accelerating damage that centuries of wind and sand have already inflicted. Horus and other officials argue that while the pursuit of knowledge is essential, it must not come at the expense of safeguarding one of humanity's greatest cultural treasures. Even if anomalies beneath the Sphinx hold significant historical value, the challenge lies in striking a balance between archaeological discovery and monument conservation. In recent years, Egypt has taken steps to allow greater technological exploration without compromising the physical integrity of the Sphinx. Non-invasive methods such as ground-penetrating radar, 3D imaging, and drone surveys are increasingly being utilized to map the area beneath the Sphinx in unprecedented detail. Although no conclusive evidence of hidden chambers has emerged from these efforts, the data collected continues to fuel hope among researchers that the Sphinx's secrets will eventually be unveiled. The persistent allure of the Sphinx's secret, despite official statements to the contrary, the allure of the hidden chamber theory persists. The Sphinx remains a symbol of mystery, and as long as unexplored cavities exist beneath its foundation, speculation will continue to flourish. For those who believe that the Sphinx holds the key to unlocking humanity's forgotten past, Egypt's denials and restrictions only serve to deepen the intrigue. Whether the truth lies in natural fissures, ceremonial tombs, or the remnants of a lost civilization, the Sphinx's enigmatic presence serves as a reminder that our understanding of the ancient world is far from complete. Until the sands of Giza finally reveal their hidden secrets, the debate over what lies beneath the Great Sphinx will remain a captivating chapter in the broader quest to uncover the mysteries of our shared past. Modern technological advances and future exploration. The Great Sphinx of Giza, an enduring symbol of ancient mystery, continues to inspire both fascination and speculation. While debates surrounding hidden chambers and lost civilizations persist, modern technology is pushing the boundaries of archaeological exploration, offering new possibilities for uncovering secrets long buried beneath the sands of Egypt. As scanning technologies evolve and international interest grows, the potential for future discoveries may finally shed light on whether the Sphinx conceals more than meets the eye. The rise of advanced scanning technology in recent years, ground-penetrating radar, GPR, LiDAR, and AI-driven mapping tools have revolutionized the field of archaeology. These non-invasive techniques allow researchers to probe beneath the Earth's surface without disturbing delicate structures, making them invaluable for studying ancient sites like the Great Sphinx. Unlike traditional excavation, which risks damaging fragile monuments, these methods provide high-resolution images and data that reveal subsurface anomalies, potentially identifying hidden chambers, tunnels, or voids. Ground-penetrating radar, one of the most frequently employed technologies, has been used extensively around the Giza Plateau. GPR works by sending electromagnetic pulses into the ground and analyzing the reflected signals to map underground features. This technique has already detected anomalies beneath the Sphinx, sparking renewed interest in the possibility of undiscovered chambers. The precision of GPR continues to improve, allowing archaeologists to differentiate between natural voids and man-made structures with greater accuracy. LiDAR, light detection and ranging, is another transformative tool in archaeological exploration. While traditionally used to scan landscapes and create detailed topographic maps, LiDAR has proven effective in penetrating dense vegetation and sand cover, revealing hidden structures that are invisible to the naked eye. Applied to the Sphinx and the surrounding Giza plateau, LiDAR could expose previously unknown surface features, potentially indicating the entrances to subterranean passageways or undiscovered shafts. Eye-driven mapping tools represent the latest frontier in archaeological technology. By analyzing vast amounts of data collected from GPR, LiDAR, and drone imagery, artificial intelligence can identify patterns and anomalies that human researchers might overlook. AI algorithms are capable of reconstructing 3D models of ancient sites, allowing archaeologists to visualize subsurface features with remarkable precision. As these technologies continue to evolve, the likelihood of uncovering hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx grows stronger. The potential for groundbreaking discoveries. The implications of applying these advanced technologies to the Great Sphinx are profound. For centuries, the notion of hidden chambers has remained in the realm of speculation, with physical evidence proving elusive. However, as technology advances, the potential to confirm or debunk these theories is closer than ever before. One of the most tantalizing possibilities is the discovery of a chamber beneath the Sphinx's paws or along its flanks. Previous seismic surveys and GPR scans have hinted at the presence of hollow spaces in these areas, but the limitations of earlier technology prevented conclusive identification. With modern advancements, researchers can now conduct more precise scans, potentially revealing the true nature of these anomalies. If a hidden chamber is discovered, it could dramatically reshape our understanding of ancient Egypt and the Sphinx's origins. Some theorists believe that such a chamber might contain artifacts or texts from a lost civilization, predating the dynastic Egyptians by thousands of years. This aligns with geological evidence suggesting that the Sphinx may be far older than previously believed. Others speculate that the chamber could hold the fabled Hall of Records, a legendary archive believed to house the knowledge of an ancient, advanced society. Even if no artifacts are found, the confirmation of hidden cavities beneath the Sphinx would challenge long-standing assumptions about the monument's construction. The presence of man-made chambers or tunnels could indicate that the Sphinx was part of a larger complex, possibly connected to the nearby pyramids or other ancient structures. This would open new avenues of research, prompting further exploration of the Giza Plateau and surrounding areas. Growing international interest. As technological advancements make future discoveries more likely, international interest in exploring the Sphinx continues to grow. Archaeologists, geologists, and historians from around the world are increasingly calling for expanded investigations, arguing that the potential historical significance of the Sphinx warrants greater scrutiny. Independent researchers, long frustrated by restrictions imposed by Egyptian authorities, have advocated for collaborative efforts that bring together experts from multiple disciplines. Many believe that an international coalition of archaeologists, equipped with the latest scanning technologies, could provide the most comprehensive analysis of the Sphinx to date. By pooling resources and expertise, these teams hope to bypass political and institutional roadblocks that have hindered exploration in the past. In 2017, UNESCO announced plans to fund new preservation and exploration projects at major archaeological sites, including the Giza Plateau. While the primary focus remains on conservation, the initiative highlights a growing recognition of the need to balance preservation with discovery. If supported by international backing, future expeditions may gain the necessary approvals to conduct more extensive studies around the Sphinx. The rising interest in exploring lost civilizations also reflects a broader shift in the public's fascination with ancient mysteries. Documentaries, books, and online content exploring the hidden secrets of Egypt have surged in popularity, drawing attention to the Sphinx's enduring allure. This cultural fascination continues to drive funding and support for exploratory projects, increasing the likelihood that future discoveries may capture global attention. Overcoming challenges and moving forward. Despite the promise of technological advances and international interest, significant challenges remain in the quest to unlock the Sphinx's secrets. One of the primary obstacles is the Egyptian government's cautious approach to excavation and exploration. Officials cite the need to prioritize monument preservation, arguing that intrusive investigations could jeopardize the structural integrity of the Sphinx. Zahi Hawass and other leading figures in Egyptian archaeology have emphasized that while technological scans are permitted, any excavation involving physical alteration of the Sphinx or its immediate surroundings is unlikely to be approved. This has led to frustration among researchers, who believe that a more transparent and open approach is necessary to uncover the truth. However, advancements in non-invasive technology offer a promising path forward. By continuing to refine scanning methods and improve the accuracy of subsurface imaging, researchers may eventually reach a point where definitive evidence can be presented without the need for excavation. This approach aligns with Egypt's emphasis on preservation, offering a compromise that could satisfy both archaeologists and government officials. Looking to the future, the development of portable, high-resolution scanning devices may enable more frequent and widespread studies of the Sphinx and other ancient monuments. As these tools become more accessible, the potential for independent discoveries increases, allowing researchers to map previously unexplored regions of the Giza Plateau with minimal interference. A future of discovery. The Great Sphinx of Giza stands as a testament to the ingenuity and craftsmanship of the ancient world. As technology continues to evolve, the prospect of uncovering its hidden secrets grows stronger. Whether through the identification of new chambers, the revelation of lost artifacts, or the confirmation of ancient tunnels, the Sphinx's mysteries may yet be brought to light. In the years to come, the intersection of cutting-edge technology and international collaboration holds the key to unraveling the Sphinx's enduring enigma. As researchers push forward, driven by curiosity and the promise of discovery, the possibility of rewriting history lies just beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to emerge from the shadows of the past. The Great Sphinx of Giza remains one of the most captivating and enigmatic monuments in the world. From the mysteries surrounding its construction to the tantalizing evidence suggesting hidden chambers beneath its surface, the Sphinx continues to spark curiosity, debate, and wonder. As we stand at the intersection of history, science, and speculation, the questions surrounding this ancient monument invite us to reconsider not only the Sphinx itself but the broader story of human civilization. Throughout this exploration, we have examined the prevailing theories that challenge the conventional narrative of the Sphinx's origins. The possibility that the monument predates dynastic Egypt by thousands of years introduces the idea of a lost civilization, one that may have laid the foundation for the advanced architectural feats witnessed in the ancient world. Geological evidence, particularly the water erosion patterns identified by Dr. Robert Schoch, stands at the forefront of this debate, offering clues that the Sphinx may have been shaped during a period of heavy rainfall at the end of the last ice age. We have also delved into the hidden chamber theories, bolstered by ground-penetrating radar scans and seismic data that hint at hollow spaces beneath the monument. The findings from expeditions led by Japanese researchers, along with the controversial predictions of figures like Edgar Cayce, add layers of intrigue to the ongoing search for answers. While the Egyptian government, represented by Zahi Hawass and the Ministry of Antiquities, maintains that these anomalies are natural fissures rather than artificial structures, the limited access granted to independent researchers continues to fuel speculation about what may lie beneath the sands of Giza. The presence of conflicting data and interpretations underscores the complexity of the Sphinx's legacy. Mainstream archaeologists and independent researchers often stand at odds, each armed with their own set of findings and beliefs. This divergence of perspectives highlights the Sphinx's role as a symbol of humanity's enduring desire to uncover the past, even when definitive answers remain elusive. What lies beneath? The question of what might be hidden beneath the Sphinx leads to a realm of speculation that captures the imagination. If a hidden chamber does exist, what secrets could it hold? For some, the idea of a hall of records, containing the accumulated wisdom of a lost civilization, offers a tantalizing glimpse into the ancient past. This hypothetical archive could rewrite history, providing insight into forgotten technologies, spiritual teachings, or even the origins of humanity itself. Others propose more practical possibilities. A hidden chamber could house ceremonial artifacts, tools, or relics from Egypt's early dynasties, shedding light on the rituals and daily lives of those who constructed the Sphinx. Alternatively, the chamber may contain nothing more than empty space, a symbolic void that nonetheless raises questions about the monument's true purpose and the intentions of its builders. There is also the possibility that the search for hidden chambers may ultimately reinforce existing narratives. Even if no chambers are discovered, the exploration process itself continues to reveal valuable information about the Sphinx's construction, geological makeup, and the broader architectural complex of the Giza Plateau. In this way, the journey toward discovery is just as significant as the potential findings that may emerge. As we reflect on the mysteries of the Great Sphinx, one thing becomes clear: our pursuit of knowledge is far from over. The Sphinx stands not only as a guardian of Egypt's past but as a beacon for future exploration. The continued development of non-invasive scanning technologies, coupled with growing international interest, suggests that we are on the cusp of uncovering new layers of this ancient monument's story. For those captivated by the allure of ancient mysteries, the Sphinx serves as a reminder of the hidden potential that lies beneath the surface. Whether through scientific research, archaeological expeditions, or personal curiosity, the quest to unravel the secrets of the Sphinx invites each of us to participate in the broader search for truth. By staying engaged with new discoveries and remaining open to the possibilities that lie ahead, we honor the legacy of those who came before us, ancient builders who carved their visions into stone and modern explorers who continue to seek the answers written in the sands of time. The Great Sphinx may continue to guard its secrets for centuries to come, but as long as we persist in asking questions and seeking knowledge, the mystery will live on. Perhaps one day, beneath the gaze of this ancient sentinel, the sands will part to reveal the truths that have eluded us for millennia, illuminating the hidden chapters of Egypt's lost civilizations.